Life Pro Tips. Best of the week, number 7. If you ever need another email address but don't want to register a new account, if you add a +1, +2, etc. before the @ in your email address, websites will register it as a new email, but still send mail to your normal address. Makes organizing accounts or endless free trials much easier. This can be used to endlessly register for free trials like Netflix. No need to even sign into the new address because all the confirmation emails go straight to your normal account that you are already logged into. Edit: apparently you can add anything you want after the plus sign, so you can do Bob plus Netflix or Bob plus Netflix 1, or whatever. Thanks for the additional tip. Treat your ears nicely. Ears don't repair themselves and earplugs to concerts are better than tinnitus for the rest of your life. Teach yourself to not touch your face throughout the day, you'll get sick less, as hand-to-face/mouth contact is one of the most common routes for microbial transmission. Edit: some information to prevent myself from having to facepalm in response to some of these comments. For a complete overview of the pathogenesis of the rhinovirus, a virus responsible for the majority of cold and flu-like illnesses, some key excerpts are: the most common way to catch a cold is to pick up a rhinovirus with the fingertip and introduce it into the eye or nose. It is possible to avoid catching a new cold by paying close attention to the hands. Not touching the eyes or nose with the fingers will decrease the risk of infection. Hence, this LPT. It's based on the well-documented phenomenon of self-inoculation. Washing one's hands is still the gold standard. However, the vast majority of people are not washing their hands especially often. Conversely, people are constantly touching their faces, essentially subconsciously. Therefore, to reduce the risk of transmission/self-inoculation, stop touching your face, particularly around your eyes. At the beginning of every semester, make a dedicated folder for your class where you download and save all documents, especially the syllabus. Teachers try to get sneaky sometimes. Taught this to my sister last year. She just came to me and told me about how her AP English teacher tried to pull a fast one on the entire class. I've had it happen to me before as well in my bachelor's. Teacher changes the syllabus to either add new rules or claim there was leniency options that students didn't take advantage of. Most of the time it's harmless, but sometimes it's catastrophic to people's grades. In my case, teacher tried to act like there was a requirement people weren't meeting for their reports, which was not in the original syllabus upload. In my sister's case, the English teacher was giving nobody more than 80% on their weekly essays. So when a bunch of students complained and brought their parents, he modified the syllabus to act like he always gave them the option to come in after school and rewrite the essays, but they never took advantage of it. One of my sister's friends was crying because her mom, a teacher at that school, was mad at her for not going in for the makeup after school. Get the originals over low-fat versions of food. After taking out the fat, food tastes terrible, so the companies pump it full of sugar to make up for it. Sugar contributes more to weight gain than fat does. I'm referring mainly to America here, as most international nations likely have more clear packaging and branding, but I can't say for sure. Edit: not all products are like this. Always be sure to check the label. Edit 2: skimmed milk is not like this. Edit 3: for those of you saying calories are all that matters and fat has more calories than sugar, you should know that not all calories are processed the same. Google why a calorie is not a calorie. If you think you have an alcohol addiction, you probably do. The best thing you can do is get it early before you start getting withdrawals. Go to rehab, meetings, detox, or talk to someone. Edit: it means so much to me knowing that this post is touching people in ways I would have never thought. Another thing is alcohol withdrawal, along with benzodiazepine withdrawal are the two most dangerous withdrawals that you can have. In most cases a medically supervised detox is very necessary. You can have seizures from these withdrawals and they can kill you. I had a seizure last February when I quit for good. I was thick-headed and stubborn and thought I could do it on my own. Luckily my parents were at my house and called an ambulance, and from there I went to medically assisted detox and then rehab for 14 days. I joined the gym and went to meetings as soon as I got out of the rehab. If you have a friend or family member that is job hunting, do not keep asking them if they have found a job yet. They will let you know if they have found one. Job hunting is often stressful and can decrease someone's self-esteem if they keep getting rejected. Just be there for them and be supportive of the process. Edit: wow! This post went significantly better than expected. Thank you everyone for the comments and the good discussion. I'm glad this has been something helpful. If you're traveling and use e-ticket method on your phone, take a screenshot of your ticket barcode so you don't have to worry about Wi-Fi or phone service when boarding. Don't forget to clean out your camera roll before the holidays. Family always wants to see pictures of stuff and they have a tendency to scroll. Perform small daily tasks with your non-dominant hand to become ambidextrous. If you have a job or hobby that requires you to be ambidextrous, like playing an instrument, or just want to impress people with your skills, you can try performing small daily tasks like brushing your teeth, opening doors, eating, or even using the mouse with your non-dominant hand. It will be hard at first, but you will be amazed at the possibilities being ambidextrous will present to you. If an individual or couple says they don't want children, don't tell them how great kids are, that they will probably change their mind, etc. While it's very possible they're being completely transparent, many people with fertility issues also say this because it's a much easier response. If someone isn't able to have children and doesn't want to discuss it, there really aren't many socially acceptable answers when you're asked by coworkers, casual acquaintances, or even family. If you say you would love to have children but can't, then you've shared very personal information and likely made the other person very uncomfortable. Bottom line, just accept it if people say they don't plan on having kids unless they ask for your input. Otherwise you're risking potentially rubbing salt in a very open wound without even knowing it. When seeking a new job, don't underestimate the value of the time you'll spend commuting. If you're full-time, a 1 hour twice a day commute means you're working 2 more months each year. This LPT is sparked by a post in Till, sorry, can't link to it here, that discusses the relationship between job happiness levels and length of commute. See comments for a link. Tips about the impact of long commute times won't apply to everyone. There are people that like to have some downtime before and decompression time after work, or maybe you carpool with friends. Perhaps that's your reading time on the GO train. Lots of people don't mind a commute at all. But if you are the type that would consider a commute to be part of your workday, here's the math. A 1 hour morning and evening commute works out to 440 hours per year, for a 220-day work year. If you work an 8-hour day, that's another 55 days of your time spent commuting, or another 11 weeks of workdays, or 2 months of workdays. That might seem to be a big thing. But after a few years it can become really tiring, especially if kids come along or your personal circumstances change. So it's a good thing to really consider it carefully before taking a new job, if you are lucky enough that you might have any chance of an alternate job elsewhere that doesn't come with the extra time load. Sometimes there are choices for such jobs away from big cities where the commutes can be a lot gentler, if you'd be willing to move. If customer service/care isn't entirely helpful, or seems not 100% knowledgeable, politely end the conversation, then call back at another time. To no fault of their own, some employees may not be fully educated on your issue. Same goes for non-purchase related phone calls. I find that humans can often give incomplete or wrong information. Calling back may give another person the chance to help with more tools at their disposal. Instead of getting defensive, say, "Thank you for letting me know your thoughts, I'll consider them." Always listen to understand instead of listening to reply.